Hi, I'm Keith Riehn, and thank you for joining Sqwincher Outdoors. And this is one of the most gratifying hunts that I've ever been involved with. As the season was winding down, Tony and I were more than enthusiastic about what was waiting for us in 2016. On his last hunt of the year, Tony and his cameraman Bob Dupree watched this beautiful Missouri buck feeding well out of bow range. As the 2016 bow season was approaching, we began getting game camera photos of the same buck that we now called DK. There's no question that going into the season that this was the buck that Tony and I had our sights on. And somehow getting this buck within bow range was something I couldn't quit thinking about.
Well, it's Friday, October 21. We got Tony's deer 2 weeks ago. We took last week off. We just got done checking the trail cams, and right in this location, just underneath this stand, we got DK back. Wasn't during daylight hours yet, so it's a little discouraging, but we know he's still around. He's a big 8 with kickers off each G2. So we're going to see if he shows up tonight or something else shows up. This is a good stand to sit in. That's just kind of a good observation site. We can see forever in every direction here, and they just cut the beans in the field we've been hunting here, so I don't know if that can help us or hurt us, but we'll see what happens. We are back at it, and we've got 2.5 days to hunt. Well, it's October 29th. We're back in the stand. It is about 20-mile-an-hour winds, 86 degrees, I think, so about every condition that you could ask for to not want to be deer hunting. But we're out here. We're in one of our favorite stands called The Gap, and you can see forever. That's what we like about it. If you like to see deer, this is the spot to be. We've killed quite a few out of it too, but anyway, we're after it. Last week we found this unbelievable rub that was fresh, and we put our trail camera right on it. Just happened to be right on the trail that we wanted to put the camera on to begin with, so can't wait to get back to camp and see what's going to be on this camera. We're going to switch the chips out right now, and weather's getting warm, so we're going to go back to camp, get a little nap, get some food in us, and hopefully the deer movement's a little better this evening. Got a couple real nice scrapes. They're not 80 yards from stand we hunt a lot that we call the Hot Pocket. And I'm going to put some of this high octane hot to trot doe and ester scent in it just to see if we can stir things up. It's been slow, it's warm, it's really hot right now, and not much going on. It looks like they're still hitting it though at nighttime, maybe, I don't know, but anything to kind of get some interest, draw some interest, and maybe get the bucks thinking a little bit. You can just kind of look down the field edge here, and you know, as you look down the field edge here, you can almost predict every place there's going to be a scrape. It's just that time of year, and we got such a good area here, a lot of buck activity usually, and everywhere there's an overhanging limb there's going to be a scrape. Here's one. We just walked past a couple, and I'm sure there'll be a few up here. Well, it's October 29th. It's the morning of the day before Halloween, which is always a good weekend for us, but this has been horrible. It's been really, really hot. Up in the 80s, and we got a little bit of a break this morning. The wind's turned. It's coming out of the north. It's got a nice cool breeze to it. Actually, the temperature's down in the 50s at least, so I feel a little bit better about things. We're going to stick it out at least till late morning, see how things go, and if don't work out, we'll just be back next weekend, maybe early in late in the week, and get a 3-day weekend out of it when things are picking up. But you can't kill one if you're not in a tree. Got some good bucks around, we know that. Well, that was kind of funny. I mean, we just got done saying, maybe not even a minute ago, Tony was talking about the lack of activity we've been seeing, and it's like, man, if we just could see one buck chasing a doe to show us that things are getting after it. It wasn't even a minute later that that buck just come over here and following that doe, and he's on her good. I mean, you could tell he's been running her a while, and he ran her all the way up the fence, but you know, they jumped the fence right here in front of us, and so hopefully a doe will bring a big one by. Those does are just like going crazy out there. There's a buck, Tony.
Oh, there he is right there.
Oh, geez, that's a nice one.
I think that's your deer.
Is that DK?
I think it is.
I think it's DK.
You better shoot him right when he comes over. I won't be able to get him, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot believe that just happened. I know people say that all the time, but I absolutely cannot believe what just took place. That is a deer that we nicknamed DK that we've got on several different trail cam pictures. And the first time I've ever had a chance to actually take a deer that we have been what you would call targeting. We've been talking about this deer, and really the only buck that we've got on trail cam this year that we knew for sure was in our area. So we've been saying it every day, maybe DK will show up. I gotta admit, wasn't expecting it this morning. Weather's been really hot. We did finally get a little bit of a cold snap. Wind's coming out of the north, it's kind of cool, but all of a sudden the deer started running everywhere. We were seeing buck station does at a little 8-point, jump the fence, the same place DK did. And 30 minutes later, DK, I guess, smelled that hot doe and walked right there, jumped the same place, and we put an arrow in him. Woo!
Good job, brother.
Tony and I spent a lot of hours out here together and just talk about the things we can do to better our chances and how hard that we work at this. And when it pays off, it sure feels good. Alright, this is where he was standing. You can see where he's kicked up some dirt and stuff, so it's kind of a trail here where he's knocked down some stuff, so we're just gonna ease our way up. It's been about an hour, so we should be good. Well, we looked at the camera, the shot looked perfect. We were really surprised at the lack of blood we were finding, just little bitty pin drops, but we finally found a place where he stopped here and pumped some pretty good blood, so feeling a lot better about things now. You start doubting yourself, it's just that typical thing, but man, the shot was perfect. So there was no reason to start doubting, but that's when it's always good to have a buddy here to kind of keep you calm, and Tony's like a bird dog. I mean, if anybody gonna find a buck, it's gonna be Tony. He sniffs them out.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That looks like mine.
Woo. Wow, he's heavy.
Oh, he's bigger than what we thought.
He's a heavy boy.
He's a giant.
Look at that, would you?
Sqwincher boys are laying down some bone.
Look at that, would you?
He's at 160.
Oh, gosh. Oh, yes.
He's a 158 easy.
Man,
He's a giant.
you talk about making a guy's season right there. I don't care what else happens. The rest of the season, a big 8 with double kickers, one off of each of the G2s. What a stud. We've got lots of trail cam pictures of
of him. We nicknamed him DK because of the double kickers. I even put a post on Facebook letting people give a chance to name him. We came up with DK, and
he's massive.
I mean, you always think about killing a buck that you kind of targeted, but when it really happens, I mean, it's just, what a feeling. Oh man.
Man, that's as big an 8-point buck as I've ever seen up close.
He is heavy. Yes.
For a mainframe 8, he is a spectacular.
Yes. I will take that deer any day of the week, any year. If I'd ever got anything bigger the rest of my life, I would take a buck like this. Every 10 years. Yes, I'm so pumped.
Beautiful. God, look at the mass on that thing. That one time's 15 inches long, I bet you. Just a giant 8.
Beautiful, man.
Look at him. What a mature buck, too.
We can take some really good cell phone pictures.